Richard, please stand.
To see Choctaw people on screen, I realized I could be a filmmaker if I wanted to.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, good evening and welcome. Chris Chandler here along with Skip Copeland on this tape-late broadcast of the Little River Rivalry. Broken Bow facing Idabel. It'll be the girls taking on each other first as once again it's a return to her freshman gym for Jalen Cawthron. And you see that announcing the starting lineups here as Katie Rogers, the senior, in her final game at Idabel. Should expect again. There is definitely a home court advantage for Idabel at this court. Their last victory over Broken Bow was last year here, 59-39. The Lady Savages beat them. The last meeting, however, in Broken Bow, Lady Savages won handily, 65-24. And so they would like to repeat that. The Lady Warriors want to play the role of spoiler tonight. Be their final game for the seniors against Broken Bow. And as you know, as you follow this series between these two teams, anytime they play, you don't know what to expect. Throw the records out the window, anything can happen. Or it is loud in here. Again, they have the entire band, the Warrior Pride Marching Band in here, so expect to hear some. And again, it is Broken Bow and Idabel, so that always results in some heated competition. Lady Savages ranked number 2 in the state of Oklahoma in Class 4A. Looking at a very tough road ahead of them as far as a very tough schedule as they wind up regular season play and prepare for the playoffs. And again, that like to continue. Only lost one game all season. By the way, they will be playing in the championship of the Washington tournament, which was delayed due to the ice and snow and weather, I believe, on Monday. And so they are going to be at home on Friday. We'll bring you that game live from Broken Bow as they take on Howe, and then they're traveling Monday to Washington to play in the finals of this tournament, as are the Broken Bow Savages. Boys team, there's the tip. Controlled by Rogers. Quick pass down to Cawthron. Lay it off the glass and in. And that was great scoring right off the bat for the Lady Savages as they are on the board early. Warriors working it around to Clarity. Stolen on the break. It's going to be Smith with the lay-in, and Genesis Smith. Another 2-point bucket. Lady Savages defensively looking to get steals, and there's Cawthron going and trying to trap, and they do manage to, well, the Lady Warriors do manage to control it, get it to Johnson, feed down inside to McClure, back to Johnson. Johnson driving, it gets, wow, Johnson looked like she took an extra step there. That was good defense by Rogers and Smith as they forced her to come back down on her feet. And that's going to turn the ball over on a travel call. 4-0 already your score. Again, thanks to the sponsors you see at the bottom of your screen, our media partners for this school year. And we appreciate everything they do for you, allowing you to watch these games from the comfort of your home, the convenience of your phone, anytime on the Brookable Savages YouTube channel. Here's a pass outside to Hightower. Hightower feeds it inside to Rogers. Rogers bounce pass inside. Cawthron, the bucket, and the foul. That was beautiful teamwork. 2 passes without dribbling the ball, and then Cawthron with the finish. 2-point bucket and an opportunity to add to that with the +1. As this is a red-hot start, pardon the pun, against a black and red tee, but for the Lady Savages, although the rare miss from the free throw line for Cawthron, but they have scored on every possession and have forced a couple of turnovers. One with the steal, and there's a good deflection by Cawthron. Winds up back in the hands of, I believe, Green. Now it's Johnson for the Lady Warriors. Back in the middle to Garrett, and then feed inside from Craven. Turn around, though, nothing's going. There's Johnson for 3. Johnson's high arcing shot goes all the way to the other boundary. It is rebounded by Cawthron. Quickly to Rogers. Rogers brings it across. Rogers pass down to Woolsey. Woolsey, quick. Wow, beautiful pass. Give her an assist and give Tyson Woolsey another great finish. And all of a sudden, timeout on the floor. Lady Savages running away with it early. 8-0 is your score. We'll have a break. Have a word from our sponsors. We'll be back. You're watching Brookable Lady Savage Basketball on the Brookable YouTube Network.
To see Choctaw people on screen, I realized I could be a filmmaker if I wanted to.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Welcome back, and it has been all Broken Bow in the early going as Lady Savages lead 8-0 off some great play and some tough defense. Press is still on, forcing the Lady Warriors in their own backcourt to try to break it, and almost it looked like a hand by Cawthron got on it. They do get it across the timeline to Hunt, and then into Johnson, feeds it outside, shot on the way, bounce, no good, and into the hands of Hightower. Quickly to Cawthron. Cawthron driving the baseline. Cawthron underneath, throws it back over the bucket, no good. Rebound Idabel. Eased a little up on the backcourt pressure Broken Bow has. 8-0 lead. 5:43 ticking still left in the first period. Outside to Craven, guarded by Smith. Then to Hunt. Hunt almost got the ball tapped out by Hightower. They recovered it. Johnson over to Clarity, and then back around the corner to Johnson. Back to the top to Craven. Out on the wing, and then that's cut off. Good defensive move by Woolsey and Rogers. Feet inside, turnaround jumper. Actually not a jumper, a turnaround set shot. No good. Comes down to the hands of Rogers. Katie Rogers quickly pushes it back up floor, and her shot goes a little short. As a little bit hurt as she started to drive down, noticed that no one was there on the three-point line, so instead decided to, in mid-step, to pull up and shoot. No good, but now the press is back on by the Lady Savages. Quickly, Lady Warriors get it in, pass it across to Craven, and then there's a foul called, first one of this ball game. It's probably going to be on Lady Savages. It's on Smith, as I said, her first of the ball game. Here's Johnson to do the inbound honors for Idabel. Bounce pass. Craven. Then to Hunt. And then outside to Clarity and back around. Craven. Oh, great defense there by Rogers. And oh, man, you see Toby Bean gesticulating on the sideline. It's that was Katie Rogers reached it, they got it on the ball, but also skimmed the hand. And So second team foul committed by the Lady Savages. That's the first one for Rogers. Still a lot of time left in this period, 4:41. And as you can see, 8-0 lead for Lady Savages, trying to hold on to that shutout. And there's just a takeaway by Woolsey, a block and a strip. Quickly to Cawthron, behind the back dribble. Cawthron passes to Woolsey, and the shot's no good. Rebound Lady Warriors. Then the ball's tied up, I believe, by Woolsey. Possession arrow. Again, scores table's in front of us, so I can't really see. Let's see what the call is. I'm assuming it was in the favor of Idabel. That's right. No, that's a foul on Woolsey. So 3 team fouls, 1 each for Woolsey, Rogers, and Smith. Presses on into the backcourt, and there's a collision in midair between Smith and Johnson. Ball goes out of bounds, thrown over by Idabel, so will be inbounded by Rogers for the Lady Savages. Quickly to Cawthron. Cawthron drives off the dribble. Cawthron down the lane, and she gets a foul. Manages to maintain her feet, but that is going to send Jalen Cawthron to the free throw line. That's the first foul on Idabel. That'll be on Gonzalez, number 3. Actually, there are 2 Gonzalez's, 3 and 00. That's Malia, I believe. So another miss, a rare double miss by Cawthron. So has an opportunity to correct that on the second shot. Johnson comes out for it, and she does. Johnson comes out for the Lady Warriors, and Hall goes in. Presses off now. Lady Warriors can bring it up to at least until you get to the half-court line. The full-court presses off, I should say. Now, however, Clarity picks up her dribble, and now it's stripped from Gonzalez. Ball was knocked loose by Hightower, and then it's Cawthron for 2. Keep in mind, this is where Cawthron played as a freshman. She has a state championship ring from that team 2 years ago, so very does not need any adjustment to these goals here at Idabel. That's a ball that was knocked loose by Woolsey, but recovered by Idabel, and then that's going to be another foul on Broken Bow, and that's going to be take your pick on either Hightower or Smith. Let's see which one. And that's I say that's good as far as the assessment of the foul, because that's the 4th team foul, but it's the first one on Hightower. Smith would have picked up her second, so 1 each on Woolsey, Rogers, Hightower, and Smith. And that does send Lady Warriors to the free throw line. That's their first point of the game with 3:40 left in the first period. Good concentration in shooting from the charity stripe by Hall. Second shot is up and no good. Blocked out, but Woolsey went off her fingers, and somehow the Lady Warriors managed to scoop it up and add the first field goal. 11-3, and then it's the other side. It's Hightower goes in and gets the bucket to fall. How did that happen? She was off balance going backwards after she fouled, threw the ball up and managed to get it through the hoop. That was nice effort and concentration by Hightower. She has the opportunity for a +1. Lady Savage is now up by 10, their largest lead of the game. Opportunity to make it 11 from the free throw line, and they do. Nice job, Aubrey Hightower. With the +1, 14-3, and that's going to be a travel call. Ball's going to be coming back the other way. And so Rogers inbounds to Cawthron, and Cawthron directs somebody to go down the court. Wow, wide open. That was a beautiful pass. Woolsey wide open there in the paint. And they got the ball. They didn't throw it directly to her. They threw it where she was going toward the bucket. That was disciplined play. And there's Hunt on the bucket, and she's going to get the +1 opportunity. Or sorry, that was Hall. Hall with the bucket and an opportunity to get the +1, and this could get the Lady Savages in foul trouble. Nope, that's on Woolsey, but that is her second, and there's still over 3 minutes left in the first period, so a little bit of foul trouble for Broken Bow. Hall could get it back into a 10-point deficit, and she does with the +1. Cawthron will inbound. And looks like to Hightower. Cawthron directing, throws it in. Ball knocked into the backcourt by Idabel, so not a backcourt violation. Retrieved by Cawthron, and she gets it stolen by Johnson. Johnson stalked by Cawthron, and it's Twintasia Johnson with the two. Johnson with the steal against her former teammate. Her first points of the game. 16-8 your score. Here comes Cawthron in traffic, kicks it back outside. Rogers to Woolsey. Woolsey posting up. Woolsey goes strong to the bucket, lays it off the glass and in. That's Woolsey's 6th point. All 3 field goals from right there in the paint. Lady Savages back up by 10. Here's in traffic, pass down low, and there's going to be another travel call actually. It's kind of a swarming defense by the Lady Savages. Here comes Rogers to Cawthron, to Smith. Fio, a beautiful job by Cawthron. Fed it around the perimeter. She streaked through the paint. Another fantastic pinpoint pass. And now Jalen Cawthron is 1 point away from getting into double figures at the other end. Here comes Idabel. Pass down inside. Johnson with a set shot high off the glass, a little too high, went off the front of the rim. Rebound comes down to the Lady Savages. Long pass down to Hightower, and she lays it up and in. And that was a good job by using her body by Hightower, and she shielded, kind of went with a hook from underneath her waist, just kind of threw it up, but used her body to shield the opponent. And Lady Savages are up by 14, 22-8. Big lead for Brokobo early. We'll take a break, have a word from our sponsors, be back. You're watching Brokobo Lady Savage Basketball on the Brokobo Savages YouTube channel. See you in a minute.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Big thanks to Downtown Broken Bow, one of our media partners. And so far, Lady Savages have gone downtown for about 20 of their 22 points. Tyson Woolsey has 3 field goals, all fed. One a wide open feed from about half court to get her down there underneath the bucket. Jalen Cawthron has 9. And still time left in the first period. She may well be into double figures before we get into the second half of the first half. Here's the Warriors. Lady Warriors lose it, and it looks like Cawthron's going to have the opportunity right here. Quick pass and doesn't get it. That was a little hurry. She slaps her hands together. A little frustration there with the hurry. Now it's a little opportunity, a little more relaxed layup, and it goes right through the bottom. Jalen Cawthron now with 11 points. Lady Savages up 24-8, and they have 2. That, by the way, I didn't even mention that what the miss, but that was 2 consecutive steals at the half-court line. Great defensive effort from Broken Bow. Here's a pass inside, and that one was almost stolen by Smith. She got a hand on it, knocked it loose. It wound up in the hands of Idabel. Unkind rim. Johnson somehow comes down with the rebound, and then that's going to be a foul inside, I believe, against, is that Griffin or Cherry? I couldn't tell who came in. But that's got to be against Broken Bow anyway. It is on Griffin. That's going to be her first. That's the 15th foul, so Lady Warriors going to be in the bonus for the remainder of this first period. First foul on Griffin. And the first free throw is up and true from Johnson. He has an opportunity to get her team into double figures here from the free throw line. And she does it. Little pinballing there, and unkind rim spin it out and into the hands of Broken. A long pass down low. Then it's a wide open look. That was a great assist from Cherry outside, and Griffin with the finish. Plus about a full court pass to get it down there. And they'll reach in, doesn't lay off the glass. Falls into the hands of Brogbo. Now swarming defense and results in a turnover as Brogbo just couldn't handle it. They did manage to get the ball out from the baseline, but little pressure by Idabel creates a turnover. They're looking for quick points off this inbound pass. Not going to get it, though, as that was good reaction there by Cherry. And so ties up the ball. Possession arrow in favor of Idabel, so they will inbound. It's going to be Hunt passing outside. Oh, Johnson cut inside. They couldn't get it to her. That was a good reaction inside. As that Johnson made the cut. It was recognized by the Lady Savages, and I think that was Anderson that went in there and deflected it. Not sure. Long pass, maybe a little too long. That may be a backcourt. It will be a backcourt violation, so that's going to turn the ball over. Get good defense. The Lady Savages, as I mentioned, ranked second in the state, and that's in Class 4A. Idabel is a 3A team, so but keep in mind that defensively, Lady Savages are able to create turnovers. And that's no exception. Inbound, Rogers. Rogers pass a little long for Woolsey as she was fairly well defended down there on the baseline, and so goes out of bounds over her extended hands. And that'll be Idabel basketball with 2.1 seconds left. They have to inbound it from their own end, so we may see a desperation shot from about half quarter. Wow, that was a keep in mind Jayla Gothard plays baseball as she made a slide into home there to try to get the basketball at the end, but that's going to do it first period of play. Lady Savages in control, 26-9. We'll have some more words from our media partners to be back. You are watching Brogabo Lady Savage basketball on the Brogabo Network.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Welcome back. Lady Savages have a not insurmountable lead, but there's a behind-the-back dribble by Cawthron as they start off. There's a pass deflected, and then Tyson Woolsey went up and got it. Pass outside to Smith to Cawthron. Cawthron still hasn't dribbled, and now she does. Picks up her dribble, crossover inside in the paint. Thought about pulling up. Does somehow manage to pull the ball away. Not sure if that's a foul or a tie ball. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be, if so, it'll be a foul against the Lady Warriors. I think that's going to be on. It is. It's on Green, and so first foul of this period. Slate wiped clean after the 8 minutes expires. Here's Smith, pass inside Woolsey. Woolsey in the paint, goes down, lifts it up. Wow, she cut under two defenders, went strong up off the glass, and now she has 8 points. Her team leads by 19. Pass into the forecourt. Johnson working against Hightower, passes it outside. Baseline cut off. Good move by Rogers down low. Results in another turnover. And now it's turned back over as Lady Warriors get a hand on it. I believe that might have been Williams. There's a shot from outside. High arcing rebound, contested. And nice job still. Somehow keeping it from going out of bounds by Cawthron. Feeds it to Rogers. And Rogers, top of the key, to Cawthron. Cawthron to Rogers. Rogers to Cawthron. And then she just pulls up and fires it from three. No good. Fight for the rebound. And Tyson Woolsey pulls it just out of the hands of a defender. Goes back up and lays it off the glass. Tyson Woolsey now in double figures with that shot. And that counts as a steal as well. Nice job, Tyson. Pass outside. And Lady Warriors having all kinds of trouble with this, as are most teams the Lady Savages play, with this pressure defense and perimeter guard. And there's another steal. This one by Cawthron. Might have taken an extra step there, or might have been fouled. I think that's going to be a foul on Johnson. If so, that's going to be her first. But it is the second foul of this period against the Lady Warriors. And there's still over 6 minutes left. They may get into some foul trouble in this period if that continues. And here comes Rogers rotating around to Smith. Smith inside Hightower. Hightower finds Rogers, and it just doesn't fall. That was great movement with the basketball. Rogers finished just a little off the rim, and then the ball's knocked loose and stolen again by Broncabo. Woolsey got poked in the eye at the end of that. And I think they, I don't know if they're calling the foul on that. They should. The eye is part of the body, and they do.
Number 25, Lila Green.
So that's going to be on Green. And that is the third team foul on the Lady Warriors, and they have a whole 5 minutes, 45 seconds left in this first half. So they have one more to give, and then they start sending Broncabo to the free throw line in the bonus. Here's Hightower working across. Hightower inside, kicks it outside to Cawthron. Cawthron, oh, fake outside. Cawthron, baseline move. Cawthron with some razzle-dazzle, fooled two defenders and went up under the, actually behind the rim, laid it with her trailing hand off the glass and in. Jalen Cawthron showing her skills. And Lady Savages now up 32-9. Here's Rogers guarding down low, knocked loose by Woolsey into the hands of Cawthron, and then gets it to Rogers. Another turnover forced by Brocabo's defense. Here comes Rogers working against Hunt. Now a drive inside. Cawthron goes strong to the rim, doesn't fall, and it's a putback by Woolsey. Tyson Woolsey now with 12 points. Cawthron with 13. Their team with 34, their opponents only 9. Yeah, this is a display and a statement by this Broncabo team. They did defeat this Idabel team at Broncabo earlier this season, 65-24, but they are pouring it on here in the first half. Here's, oh, nice set shot turnaround. That was a nice turnaround by Green. She was contested. Shot down low. It's going to be a cut by Smith. Oh, Smith gets body check, no call. A shovel pass out to Rogers on the perimeter. Rogers dribbling to Smith. Smith's three-pointer is, if she got called for a foul, she'll be shooting three. And she did. So Smith's going to go shoot 3 free throws.
Genesis Smith at the line.
So that's on Hall, her first. That's the 4th team foul against the Lady Warriors. And she was in the act of shooting already. Lady Savage is shooting. But for the next 4 minutes, 6 seconds, any foul by Idabel, so we'll send Broncabo back to the free throw line. First one hits the bracket support and bounces high. No good. Second shot smooth and through the net by Smith. And again, keep in mind, she was shooting outside the perimeter on that shooting foul, so she gets to shoot 3. And 2 of them go through. Smith now with 4 points, her team with 35. So Woolsey down there kind of adjusting after getting poked in the eye. Pass outside by the Warriors to Hunt, and then back inside. Oh, they got it back outside. Craven, three-pointer. Whoa, a little long, and then knocked out of bounds. Good effort on the, or I should say good hustle by Idabel, but goes off of them out of bounds. Will be inbounded by the Lady Savages. Here's the inbound. From Rogers to Griffin. Griffin brings it up. And Woolsey out here on the perimeter, and she's going to kick it back. Now, pop-up jumper from Smith falls short. Fight for the rebound inside, still going. Idabel comes down with it. Looking to maybe, well, I was going to say it looked like Hall thought about trying to drive in there and decided better of it, but then Craven travels, turns the ball over. Thanks to Smith and Rogers defensively for hustling back to the ball. And this Lady Savage defense will attack the basketball. Not a lot of time to adjust or stop in your tracks and think. They will swarm you. Rogers to Smith. As Genesis brings it up, fires outside to Cherry, and then out to Griffin. Griffin picks up her dribble, kicks it back outside. Baseline move. Woolsey feeds it outside to Cherry. Shot's a little over, hits the rim, rebound. Rogers. Rogers kicks it back out, and now it goes around from Smith to Griffin to Smith. Smith from three. Her shot goes up, arches, hits off the rim. Another rebound inside by, I believe that's Burris. Sorry, and does not fall. So Lady Savages had 3 offensive boards on that possession. Not able to turn any of those into points, however. Did burn some time off the clock. 2:38 and ticking, 2:35 left. First half. And Lady Warriors want to slow things down and maybe be a little more deliberate here on this drive. They kick it back outside. Good reaction. No open shots from out there. Smith went for the ball and left a little bit open, but the shot's no good. Comes down in the hands of Broken Bow. Lady Savages push it up the floor. Feed inside to Woolsey, who feeds it out. That was stolen. Good move by Green to pick that one off, and now it's Idabel trying to fast. I tell you, there are not going to be a lot of fast break opportunities against this defense. Smith and company all got back down the court. That was basically a stolen pass. And you see how fast the Lady Savages get back down court into the defensive end. So that's going to be against Smith, and that's going to be her second foul. That's only the first team foul. That's how good this defense is. First team foul of the quarter of this second period by this defense. This has already created probably 5 or 6 steals in this, and there's another one. Good effort going up and grabbing the basketball. As it's thrown from Cawthron outside, corner shot on the way, no good. Rebound inside and put back, it's good. Jalen Cawthron. That's her 7th field goal. She has 15 points. And we're still in the first half. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well and have a word from one of our sponsors. You are watching Broken Bow Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Bow Network.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Broken Bow talking things over. Wondering, some kinks to work out. Maybe talking about that previous possession where they had 3 offensive rebounds but were unable to score. But everything working, it looked like everything for the most part was working pretty well though. Pressure defense creating turnovers, offense getting done on the other end. As I mentioned, Jalen Cawthron already has 15 points. Dyson Woolsey already with 12, and so big scoring for both of them in the first half. Lady Warriors going to bring it up with just under 90 seconds left in this half. Pass outside. Moved by Clarity and ball knocked loose. Picked up by Broken Bow, thrown down in front of Hightower. Hightower goes and lays it off, and wow, Hightower went hard into the padding underneath the bucket, but that's going to be the 5th team foul against Idabel. That's Cynthia Gonzalez. So Sophia Gonzalez. That's her first, but her team's 5th foul, and so Lady Savages are in the bonus for the next minute 8. First free throw goes off the front of the rim, no good by Hightower. Gonzalez comes out for the Lady Warriors. And swish. Second shot good by Hightower. She now has 4. Her team has 39. They led 26-9 at the end of the first period, and there's a turnover by the Lady Warriors, and that's going to be another inbound by Brokobo with just over a minute left in this first half. Again, the first of 2 games we're bringing. If you're watching this, it's on YouTube after the fact. The Lady Savages running away with this one. Smith, baseline move, gets down, throws it back outside, and maybe a little too hot to handle. Now it's in. Hightower stepping inside and then around, lays it up from underneath her waist, throws it up off the glass and in. Aubrey Hightower, some nice moves there to get her team past 40. 30-point lead for Lady Savages. Last 30 seconds of the first half. Outside to Craven, working and kicks it out to the top of the key. Lady Warriors looking for shot. Craven trying to drive in, and she gets cut off. Lays it up, almost fell, but instead was rebounded by Brokobo. Now it's going to be Kemp. Nope, sorry, that's Cawthron coast to coast. Doesn't get it to fall. Fight for the rebound. 1 second left. They're not going to get the shot off, and that's going to do it for the first half. After 1, it's been almost all Brokobo. They lead 41-11. I have words from our media partners and sponsors and be back with second half action. You are watching Brokobo Lady Savage basketball on the Brokobo YouTube network.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today. Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburn's in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburn's, family owned since 1939.
My grandfather was making amateur films in, the 1960s, taking our oral storytelling traditions and sharing them in new ways with new media. There's always been Choctaws working in film. We're in Marvel movies. We're in documentaries. Choctaws in cinema, Choctaws in television. Anything is possible now.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, still halftime here in Idabel. Broken Bow Lady Savages commanding lead, 41-11. And just a great display on both ends of the court, offensively and defensively for Lady Savages first half. Jalen Cotton, by the way, these are unofficial. I'm missing 2 points somewhere. So, but I have Cawthron with 15, Woolsey with 12, Katie Rogers with 2, Aubrey Hightower with 6, Genesis Smith with 4, and Anaya Griffin with 2, and that adds up to 41. Lady Warriors, it's Quintasia Johnson with 4, Clardy with 2, Green with 2, Hall with 3 on that +1 play. And so very distributed scoring for the Lady Warriors, and it is a little distributed as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different Broken Bow players adding to the point total, but the only players in the game in double figures are Jalen Cawthron with 15 and Woolsey with 12. We're going to like to continue that in this second half. And Lady Warriors obviously would like to try to stop it, but that has not been successful for most teams yet this season. About to get started in the second half. Actually, again, a huge shout out and thanks to our media partners and sponsors you see there rotating at the bottom part of your screen. Make sure and thank them in person. Tell them how much you appreciate being able to watch these games anytime on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel for free. No registration required. No money needs to be paid. It's because of these sponsors that you're able to watch them for free anytime. Lady Savages start off with possession down inside and then back outside. 3-point shot on the way. No good. Great rebound, though. Went after and got by Cawthron. Gets it to Rogers in the corner. Back to Cawthron. Cawthron with the move inside. Cawthron underneath, draws the foul. That'll send her to the free throw line. And I believe that's going to be on Johnson. If so, that'll be her second. Let's see what. Oh, I'm sorry. That is actually on Green. That's her second. Cawthron's first one hits the back of the bracket and spit back out at her. No good. Second shot about to come. That's a quick substitution made in the interim. Swish. Cawthron with 16. Broken Bow with 42. Again, they've given up the full court press, but still swarming defense at the half court line as Lady Warriors trying to penetrate this semi-impenetrable defense. I say semi-impenetrable. There's one team or two have managed to do it, but Lady Savages only lost one game all season, ranked number 2 in the state of Oklahoma in Class 4A, and that's one of the reasons is their solid defensive front. Here's a move inside by Craven, though, to lay it up off the glass. No good. Pulled down by Woolsey, and now she quickly gets it back to Cawthron. Jailer brings the ball up into the forecourt. Driving, goes right past Johnson, blows straight in and draws another foul, and that's going to be the second one on Johnson. Second team foul on the Lady Warriors, and we'll once again say Jaylee Cawthron the free throw line. Good move and good recognition again by Cawthron as she saw that gap and that open place in the paint. And she adds another free throw to her total. By the way, again, call it the paint, that's the term, although technically here the paint is outside the box inside the free throw lanes, as the dark portion is the interior of the three-point shooting line, and the unpainted part is the other part, but you get my drift. Both shots are 1-1 result, and there's her own rebound. Does not fall, however, and another offensive rebound by the Lady Warriors. Put back up, another effort, and that one's going to go up and get the foul, the +1 for, I believe, Hall. Sorry, that's Hall. Hall with another, and she had a 2+1 in the first half, an opportunity to get another one here. Gets her team to 13. By the way, that Foul was on Smith, I believe. And the scoreboard indicates that's, I thought that's, I have that as her third, but scoreboard indicates that's her fourth. We'll see. Pass outside. Free throw was made, by the way. Another +1 for Hall. Here's a drive inside. Cawthron goes up and under. Fight for the rebound, pull back down, and there is a great elevation inside by Cawthron and a +1 opportunity for her. That is going to be a foul on Hall. That's her third. And that's also the third team foul on the Lady Warriors, and that's a +1 for Cawthron. But again, three team fouls on Idabel, still over 6 minutes left. May once again get into foul trouble here in the third period. A great job of defensively going backward by Rogers as she stops a drive by Hall. As they move up, give it to Clardy. Then to Hunt, then to Hall, and then back to Hunt, working against Smith, top of the key. Outside shot, way outside the three-point line. A long three-pointer by Clardy. Clardy with a long tray. That's the first three-pointer of this basketball game. A bit of a surprise in the game. It's 46-17, but good shot by Clardy. There's Rogers to Smith. To Hightower, deflected by Clardy, and then stolen. Wow. Or sorry, that was Craven on the steal, and that's going to be a elbow coming in. Ball doesn't fall. And that may be an offensive foul. Not sure. It's either Hightower or Hall. I think that's going to be on Hightower. And it is just her second, just the second team foul. But it does send Idabel to the free throw line. That's something the Lady Savages said, again, obviously the better team on the court, but you do not want to allow somebody that's down by 30 points to get back into a game. I should say technically down by 29 now. But Idabel playing some inspired play to start off this second half. And this is the final time they'll face their arch rival. Second shot does not fall and is rebounded by Cawthron. Facing their arch rival this year, and for the seniors on Idabel, the last time they'll see them in their high school careers. Here's Cawthron, feeds it back outside to Rogers. Rogers feed inside, and that's deflected into the hands of Woolsey. She goes up and draws the foul. That'll send Tyson Woolsey to the free throw line. That is the fourth team foul by the Lady Warriors. Still 4:51 left in the third period. They are definitely in foul trouble. That's the first one for Hunt, however, if that's any consolation out of the fans. But from now on, every foul by the Lady Warriors going to send Brookabo, other than in the far back, we're going to send Brookabo to the free throw line. First one is good. Woolsey concentration opens up her scoring for the second period. Already has 12 points. And now she has 13 and 14. Nice free throw shooting by Tyson Woolsey. That's something Lady Savages definitely, I know among the things they wanted to work on was shooting at the free throw line as they move down against tough teams in close games. That is often what makes the difference, and looked like they have improved substantially here in this latter part of the season. Here's Cawthron bringing up the basketball. 4:34 and ticking left in this third period. Pass outside and then inside to Woolsey. Woolsey with the move, turns, spins. The ball partially blocked, I believe, by Hall. Might have been a foul by Hall as well. So that's going to be her third or fourth. That'll be her fourth. I don't think it was a foul. I think she just knocked the ball out of bounds. Yeah, there's no indication it was a foul. Look like Craven going to come out for the Lady Warriors. Pass inside Woolsey. Woolsey looking for help, gets the ball around down to the corner. Now it's a move outside, kicks it back out to Cherry, and then drive inside. There's a tripping foul. I think that's Burris that went flying to the floor. That's going to be the fifth team foul by the Lady Warriors. They're lining up to throw it in, but that's the fifth team foul. That should send the Lady Savages to the free throw line. Let's see if they, yeah, They were lining up at the baseline, but that's number 5, so that's going to send the Lady Savages to the charity stripe. Second foul on, that's going to be the second foul on Hunt. And first free throw by Burris does not fall. Well, I should say it falls. It does not fall through the basket. No good. Second shot, long rebound, fight for it, goes up and is pulled down, and it's going to be Cawthron for 2. Cawthron with 7 points here to add to her 15 in the first half, second in the third period. She already has 22. Here comes Smith working. Wow, Smith just worked it back and forth on the dribble against Johnson. Smith with the hard foul. She goes to the floor and bounces right back up, but that'll send Genesis Smith to the free throw line. Lady Warriors starting to pick up some fouls, I believe. Well, no. Oh, I guess that wasn't a foul called. I thought she went flying to the floor, I guess out of her own effort. Tie ball, can't see the possession arrow. They indicate it is in favor of Idabel, though, so they will inbound. Looks like Griffin and Hightower coming in for Broken Bow. Smith and Cawthron coming out. As Lady Savages have hit the half-century mark here early in the second half. Still 3.5 minutes plus left in the third period. Here's a tip by, wow, that was Katie Rogers sending that one into the cheap seats. The attempted pass. Doesn't count as a block because it wasn't a shot, but nice quickness by the honor student as well. Long shot, hits the ground and winds up on the floor and bounces right into the waiting hands of Anaya Griffin. She's working, kicks it back outside to Hightower. Hightower working on the far side against Johnson. Hightower kicks it to Rogers. Rogers fires it down the corner. Three-point shot on the way. Rebounded inside by Idabel. 3 minutes and ticking left as Johnson brings it up. Bounce pass to Gonzalez and then back outside to McClure. McClure will kick it to Garrett, and then a three-point shot on the way and hits the floor. 5 for the basketball, goes down, and somehow still on there, still alive. It's Woolsey. Woolsey on the break. Woolsey going all the way down, and she lays it off. Does not fall, however, and she picks it back up, and there's a foul, and that'll send Broken Bow back to the free throw line. As that's a smart move by Woolsey, as she just kind of she picked up the ball and she was directly under the basket, which is kind of a hard place to make it, so just kind of shovel passed it there to Griffin. Griffin draws the foul, and that'll put Griffin on the free throw line. Griffin had 2 points in the first half, adds 1 to it here in the second. And gets her team past the 50-point mark. Look like Camp coming in, Woolsey going out for Broken Bow. As Woolsey gets congratulated at 14 points by my count. And unofficial, scramble for the rebound, and somehow Griffin winds up with it. To Hightower. Hightower working against Clarity. Or against Craven. Here's Rogers. Rogers drives in. Rogers goes all the way around, circuitous route to the hoop. Lays it off and in. Katie Rogers with another 2. Two minutes left in the third period. Broken Bow well in control of this one. Passed outside. Oh, pass in. Nice pass inside. And then a block inside. Wow, she might have got a piece of the body. I think that's going to be Griffin. That'll be her 4th. Or sorry, that's Hightower. That'll be her 4th, I believe. Maybe just her 3rd. Just the 3rd team foul on the Lady Savages. I don't see. They haven't changed the scoreboard indicator on the number of fouls, the number of personal fouls, I should clarify, but I believe that's number 3 on Aubrey. First free throw, no good. Second one up and through the bottom of the hoop. And Lady Savages get it in as Hightower brings it across the half-court line. Hightower to Rogers. Rogers for 3. Bucket! Katie Rogers feeling it. Rogers got a 2-point bucket on the lay-in last trip down the court. Pulls up and drains a 3 this time. Gonzalez. And they looked like they thought about throwing it in. It was stolen. Nice tip by Burris inside. Credit her with the steal. Rogers moving against Johnson. Rogers hands it off to Hightower. Now it's Hightower with some fancy dribbling. Hightower with a pass outside to Burris and could not quite save it. And so goes out of bounds, turns over, will be Idabel basketball, 57.4 seconds left in the third period. Johnson comes out for the Lady Warriors. And Hunt goes in. There's Hunt with the basketball. Kicks it to Gonzalez. Kicks it back out to Craven. Fired it down inside low. And there's a hard pass. There's Gonzalez for 3. Brackett no good. 5 for the rebound. And there's a couple of Lady Warriors went hard to the floor on that. It's going to be out on them. Both just get up. They're fine. So get it back up off the floor. 30.5 seconds left. Lady Savage is probably going to play for the final shot of this. I'd maybe feed it to Katie Rogers as she just drained that 3 earlier. I don't know if Idabel will leave her alone on the perimeter after that, but we'll see. Here comes Hightower back outside to Burris, and then it's going to be a move inside by Griffin back to Burris. Burris' shot's on the way, hits the rim, catches it, falls back down, rebound inside, stripped, 6 seconds. Idabel going to have to shoot from somewhere around half court probably. Nope, they get the ball down, and well, they did get the shot off, and there's is that a foul? If so, that's going to be 3 free throw shot at the end. It is. It's going to be a foul on Brobo, so Idabel will be able, that's on Burris, so that's going to put Hunt on the free throw line to shoot 3 at the end of that period. And we'll wait to see the outcome of these shots. By the way, that was the 4th team foul on Brunbo. Doesn't matter, though, as the period has expired, so this will be it. First shot is good by Hunt. Second shot, not so good. Bracketed out. Third shot, not so good. So you got 1 out of 3. I don't know if Meatloaf would consider that bad or not, but Lady Savage is having a great game so far. 56-19 is your score at the end of 3. We'll have words from our sponsors. Be back. You're watching Broken Lady Savage basketball on the Broken Network.
We all have stories. Stories show our humanity. We are the Chata people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Yeah, Broken Bow, or some miracle, gonna win this one and complete a sweep of arch rival Idabel for the 2025-26 basketball season. And Lady Savage is really looking good as we head down into that final couple of weeks before we enter playoffs, district play, and hopefully regional tournament, and hopefully beyond that into the state tournament. Lady Savages, though, have a tough, as I mentioned, tough road to hoe. They got some really tough competition to play coming up, as they'll take on Howe Friday at Broken Bow. We'll live stream that game. They go to the Washington Tournament Championship against Washington on Monday, and then they're going to take on Rattan in Broken Bow next week. There's a foul. I believe that was Camp that drew that one, and so ball's going to be inbounded by Broken Bow. But it seems like they're peaking at the right time. That's what you want a basketball team to do. Smith inside. Smith throws it up and rebound and put back again inside by Camp this time. Henry Camp with a nice post play. Broken Bow 58. As Hunt works. Hit inside to Clarity, and Camp working inside. Fall away jumper, no good. I think Camp might have got a piece of that one. Winds up back in the hands of Broken Bow. As long pass down to Camp underneath, and she draws the foul, plays it through. Man, that was a great reaction. That was a beautiful pass. Nice assist. Kendra Camp did the rest to get her second bucket in about 10 seconds and to get her team to 60. Hunt working it outside to Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to face up with Griffin, and now they kick it down into the corner to Clarity. Back out to Craven, and then back out to Hunt. Savage defense still not giving up much inside. Here's a little bit of a elbow pushing, shoving, and doesn't. I think that that could go either way. That could be on Camp, or it could be pushing an elbow foul against Idabel. Let's see what the call is.
Broken Bow number 35, Kendry.
It is going to be on Camp, her first team foul. First foul by anybody of this period. First called foul, I should say, but a lot of shoving going on. Free throw is not good. At least I should say, clarify, the first free throw, no good. As Lady Warriors take, Hunt comes out, Hall goes in for Idabel. Hard dribbles to the floor, and second one is straight and true. As Green lays that one in. Gets her team to 20. Ball brought up inside move. Griffin picks up her dribble, kicks it back outside. There's a pass back. Oh, great feed inside from Griffin to Burris. That's a nice bounce pass assist, and Burris had the nice finish to get Broken Bow to 62. There's a pass down inside, drive, and that's a good defensive move. I think that was actually, I couldn't tell if that was Camp inside or who, but. And here comes Burris again, driving, kicks it back outside, three-point shot on the way, bucket! Nice! That was Griffin burying it. Broken Bow 65 to 20. It's about reminiscent of the last score. Here's a long rebound. Wow, that was a good job. Burris keeping her 1 foot in bounds and holding the ball. And there's a drive and a bucket, coast to coast. As you see the excitement on Griffin's face. She's feeling it. Griffin's 5th point in the last couple of minutes. Or last minute, actually. Here's Hall driving, and Hall's going to draw the foul. I think that's going to send Hall to the free throw. Well, no, I won't throw it. It won't send her to the free throw line. She was not in the act of shooting. It's only the second team foul. So, I hope she's okay. She actually is down on the floor and may have a quick timeout for. I said, well, no, we'll stay right here. She's getting up. She just went down hard. Maybe got poked. I think actually maybe got poked in the eye. She's holding her face. So that's it. There is timeout on the floor, though. So we will take one of those. Have a word from one of our sponsors to be right back. You're watching the Broken Bow Lady Savages on the Broken Bow YouTube channel. See you in a minute.
The more Native people we see on screen affects how we see possibilities for ourselves. More Choctaws on screen, more opportunities for us off screen. It's all related.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, Lady Savages really looking good. You look at that scoreboard, and 67-20 is not an optical illusion. Did move a little bit, but that was, keep in mind, the final of the last meeting between these two teams. Lady Savages won 65-24, but that was in the entire game. So there. Really playing well, as I mentioned, at this time of year, which is kind of when you definitely want to see that type of play. Here's Idabel looking for some kind of crease in this Broken Bow defense. Not finding much tonight. There's a drive inside, laid off the front of the rim and pulled down by Broken Bow. And then a foul committed. I believe that foul is going to go against Garrett.
25, Myla Green.
Oh, against Green. That's going to be her 5th. She's out. Green committed her 5th foul, and so she will take a seat. Lady Warriors going to have to send in Gonzalez. Sophia Gonzalez, that is. Out to be number 00. That was the first team foul by Idabel this period, by the way. Marshall gets it out to Burris, who gets it back to Griffin, and Griffin will drive in, kick it back to the corner. Burris, Marshall lays it up, and then the ball comes down the hands of Gonzalez. Sophia Gonzalez on the move, drives in, gets the ball blocked, and a good save, but it went back to the Idabel. Jackson with the 2, but that was a great save. I believe that was Henderson. That was Anna to the wrong person. When you save it, you just try to keep it from going out of bounds on you, and went right in the hands of Idabel. Bad luck there. And here's Burris on the drive. No good. Rebound, though. Offensive board by Broken Bow. Kick back outside, and then back to Burris, top of the key. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound, Johnson. Johnson's driving with the elbow and tried to back in there. Good. Hey, that's an excellent defensive move by Burris. She got in front of her, and then instead of she wasn't set, so when Johnson leaned, she sort of backpedaled a little and made Johnson lose her balance without committing a foul, and didn't give her in. She had to throw up a shot. That was great defensive work by Burris on that play. Here's a foul at the other end, or maybe just timeout. Not sure if they're just timeout for substitution. No, it was a foul. It was a foul on Hunt, and that's going to be her 3rd. Second team foul by the Lady Warriors. Fight for the ball. Looks like it might get tied up. Possession arrow in favor of, I don't know, you guess. I got Idabel. That question will be answered quickly. Again, we'll be back on the air live on Friday at Broken Bow as Howell comes to town. Howell meets Howell. And expect to see Graydon Howell and company up next following this game. And that will be a much closer game than this, most likely. A much better match game as Warriors and Savages took until the 4th period, really, before Savages kind of pulled away with it off a great performance by Graydon Howell. But Idabel looking to win at home here against Broken Bow. The boys team, I should say. There's, by the way, that's fouls on Cherry, and that puts Hunt at the free throw line. She makes the first one. And the second one. 67-24 is your score. Keep in mind the previous game this year, Broken Bow, was won by Broken Bow 65-24. So very similar to that. And the ball goes off of, like it might have went off of Marshall's foot and into the hands of Lady Warriors. They're driving down and they kick it back out to, I believe that's Craven. Long pass inside. Johnson struggling, falls backward. Nice defensive work down there, and a rebound inside. As Marshall brings it all the way back up the floor. Kicks it outside. And there's another substitution, this time by the Lady Warriors. As the last clock ticking down the final 2 minutes of this one. And here goes Broken Bow on a bit of a fast break. Well, a fast break opportunity, I should say. Didn't quite turn into a fast break. Here's a, wow, three-point from way behind, and that one almost, it had two chances going. Rebound down low by Broken Bow by Anna. That's going to send her to the free throw line as she draws the foul. And so it's going to be a third team. Well, no, it is. I guess she, never mind. I thought she was fouled. Instead, I guess she stepped on the baseline, and so that's going to be out of bounds and Warrior basketball. Denton outside, and wow, that Gonzalez just, Sophia Gonzalez just threw that one up and got a little admonition from the coach like, hey, you know, he either said, always take that shot or don't take that shot. Not sure which it was, or take your time on it when you're that wide open, but there was something said there. Anyway, it fell no good, and it's Broken Bow's basketball. Last minute 14 of this one. Lady Savage is obviously going to get another win here, and as they get outside to Anderson and then to Marshall. Broken Bow just working time off the clock. Good job getting the ball back, as that was momentarily stolen by Idabel, but got back in the hands of Broken Bow. And then there's a whistle, foul, I think away from the basketball. Let's see what the call is. Just a substitution. Long inbound pass, a little too long as it goes out of bounds and into the stands. Lady Warriors last 45 seconds will inbound. And Kenny play, they throw it inside. And looked like it was Hurst that just, or sorry, Anderson. No, that was Hurst. Hurst just stole the ball, just ripped it out of the hands of one of the Lady Warriors. So Chloe Hurst with the steal. Here's a three-pointer on the way. Long rebound brought down by Idabel. And so 22 seconds left. They have the ball back. Last 12 seconds, and Anna gets it across to Broken Bow. And they may just dribble out these final seconds of this basketball game, and looks like they are gonna win. Lady Savages win going away as 67-24, very reminiscent of their previous game. In fact, they improved on that final by exactly 2 points. So nice win by Broken Bow. Again, the number 2 ranked team in Class 4A in the state of Oklahoma. They're about to see some highlights, and it's already loud, but it's about to get a lot louder as Broken Bow and Idabel boys meet in this gym. And Savages won the last game at Broken Bow the last time these two met. But they won at Broken Bow 50-37, or sorry, 50-38. But Idabel, last time they were in this gymnasium, then Idabel won by 30, 87-57, in a game in which Graydon Howell had limited action. He was ill with something, and he appears to be in perfect health tonight, however, and expect to see some fireworks. Going to have about 10 minutes of warm-up time before we bring you that game. So Skip Copeland and I'll be back, well, in about 10 for the starting lineups. And in the meantime, we'll have some words from our sponsors and our media partners. And then we have the tip-off of the final game, a final basketball game of the Little River Rivalry for 25-26 school season. It should be something to watch. See ya in about 10 minutes.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today. Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburn's in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburn's, family owned since 1939.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
My grandfather was making amateur films in, the 1960s, taking our oral storytelling traditions and sharing them in new ways with new media. There's always been Choctaws working in film. We're in Marvel movies. We're in documentaries. Choctaws in cinema, Choctaws in television. Anything is possible now.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburns in Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburns, family owned since 1939.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Well, it is time. Hi, Chris Chandler here along with Skip Copeland, about to bring you the final Broken Bow Idabel basketball matchup of the 25-26 school year. Broken Bow in 4A, ranked number 15 in that class. Idabel in 3A. Warriors were ranked 15th when they came across the river to Broken Bow earlier this year, and the Savages getting the win 50-38 there. The Warriors looking for little payback here at Idabel. Savages looking for a sweep similar to the one Idabel did last year. Keep in mind, the Warriors won 87-57 last year on this court. However, in that game, Graydon Howell did play, but was in and out, and actually I don't think he touched the floor in the second half, had the flu or some other sickness, illness, and was visibly sick. As a starting lineup, you see A.J. Branning being introduced, the senior, going to play his final game here at Idabel as the Broken Bow Savage. And memories are long in these rivalries. You see, they looks pretty pumped up. And so they remember that 30-point loss here last year, and looking to get a little revenge for that. Gonna have to do a couple of things. One of the things is defensively is the first player introduced by the Warriors is Kyron Matthews, number 1, and he is a lights-out three-point shooter. One of the tasks for Broken Bow is to limit the three-point shooting of Matthews. Another thing is Baker Hoskins, number 22, in the game. Did not play at Broken Bow, had a serious injury to his, I believe his nose and jawbone or something like that, or his face anyway. You see, he is wearing the old face guard, the plastic face guard, so he is on the floor tonight, though, but he makes a difference in the Warriors' offense for sure. Also started last year in that game, and so Hoskins, another perimeter shooter to watch, can work inside as well. So let's see how they match up on the court. It's going to come down to performance. Of course, expect the Warriors to do the same offense, same defense they used last year and last game, which is they will assign 2 of their players to guard Hal. Try to limit the ball, try to limit Hal getting the basketball, and then when he has it, try to limit his ability to see lanes are open by double teaming. And as you see, 22 and 22, Hoskins and Brannon there at center court. Won by Hoskins as he tips it to Bledsoe. Warriors with the basketball. They will back out, and they're probably going to look for number 1 over here on this near side. Now he's rotating around to try to get an open three-point shot for Matthews. There's Matthews for 3. He takes the shot, falls down, and it's missed. Good rebound by Sky Baker. Savages bring it up the court. Sorry, that's actually, that's not Baker. That's actually, number 1, that's Hightower. Here's a three-pointer. Wow, that was from about 35 feet. Also falls no good. They traded missed shots from outside the perimeter. Now it's back in the Warriors' end as Clerkley works and then gets it to Matthews, to Hoskins, top of the key. Hoskins looking, picks up his dribble, kicks it back outside. Now working back around, feeds it back inside to Bledsoe. And back to Bledsoe, to Matthews. And then back around to Clerkley. The team giving each other much of a look at the bucket from outside. That's why there's inside. Hoskins, there's an open look from outside. Three-point shot on the way in and out. Rebound brought quickly by Hightower. Hightower looks like he may go coast to coast. Feeds it outside. McDaniel working inside. McDaniel throws it to the far corner. Bounce pass inside to Howell. Howell working against Hoskins. Howell lays it up and in. Graydon Howell gets Brokenbow on the board first. That was nice teamwork, just getting the ball into Howell from out in the corner. A nice bounce pass. So mark up an assist for McDaniel. And a bucket for Howell. 2-0 Brokenbow. Here's a three-point shot. Warriors looking to take the lead. High rebound, somehow saved in bounds, but picked up by Hoskins, and then he draws the foul. That's not Hoskins, sorry. Anyway, that I think that's James. James draws the foul. That will send him to the free throw line. First foul of the game. And it is on Howell. So James with an opportunity to tie things up here and crack the scoring ice for Idabel from the charity stripe. And first one is good. 2-1. Second shot about to come up as Brandon and Baker change sides. Both on the free throw line. Second shot, no good. Brought down by Brokenbow. Forced up for the floor quickly. There's a drive inside. Hightower picks up his dribble. That is Hightower, not Baker, sorry. Out to McDaniel. McDaniel working against Hoskins. Bounce pass to Howell. Howell in the corner, well, near the corner. Now Howell driving around. Kicks it out to Hightower. Hightower driving the paint. Hightower lays it up and in. The bucket counts. And Hightower will take a trip to the free throw line. That was a nice flip of the wrist by Hightower as he went around one Warrior and then kind of flipped the ball over another one. Hightower, just a freshman, keep in mind. A sophomore, a very impressive one at that. Free throw no good, bounces out. 4-1 is the score. Kick down the corner and then back to Clerkley. Clerkley's gonna reset the offense as they rotate it around to James, to Hoskins. And watch out, Matthews can shoot from that distance, and he does. Matthews has all 4 points for the Warriors and ties things up from well beyond the perimeter. Bounce pass inside. Brannon back outside Baker. Baker with 3! Sky Baker with a tray. 7-4 Brokenbow. Good job of Brannon to find Baker open there at the arc right near the top of the key, and Sky Baker did the rest. It's a good answer for a three-point shot, which is a three-point shot. Watch Matthews will shoot again from there, and nice rebound as Howell went up and got that. Above the rim, pass down low, Baker, that's Brandon. Brandon somehow gets the ball back. Brandon lays it in. A.J. Brandon just muscles his way through the Warrior defense, and you see how happy the Savages, they are thrilled with that performance. We'll take a quick timeout. There's one on the floor and be back. You're watching Broken Bow and Idabel on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Welcome back. Chris Chandler here along with Skip Copeland, and it is 9-4 Broken Bow leading Idabel. Again, thanks to Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm Insurance, and all our media partners and sponsors for allowing you to watch these games from the comfort of your home with the convenience of your phone anytime on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. Savages really getting it done. Really good game plan tonight so far and good execution as the scoring is Baker with 3, Howell with 2, Hightower with 2, and Brandon with 2. Spread that scoring around. They can't just watch Graydon Howell and double team him. They're going to have to contend with the entire Broken Bow Savage basketball team, and they are performing well thus far. For the Idabel Warriors, it's get the ball to Matthews. There's Hoskins. He's a good three-point shooter too, but that one was not good. And again, I say he's a good three-point shooter. Yeah, outside the camera, he kind of lined it up, but he's also looking through a plastic face mask. It may alter his vision a bit. The pressure is on in the backcourt as the Warriors, Bledsoe, working against Hightower. Hightower's thought about pulling up, or looked like he thought about pulling up. Bounce pass, Howell pulls off. Howell goes up and under. It doesn't fall as Graydon Howell gets off the floor, but that's going to be a foul on Idabel, and that will send Graydon Howell to the free throw. Should send Graydon Howell to the free throw line. Let's see what the call is.
Idabel, number 22, Baker Hoskins.
It's going to be on Hoskins, his second team foul on the Warriors. As Howell worked inside and just kind of got mugged there between about 3 defenders. Swish. Howell hits the front end of a 1-and-1. His third point gets Broken Bow into double figures. They lead 10-4. Good buddy. Howell's chance to make it 11 from the free throw line. And he does. Good concentration, nice accuracy. Graydon Howell, perfect from the free throw line thus far, and leads all scorers with 4 points. Well, tied with Matthews. Leads all Savage scorers with 4 points. Now it's going to be Clerkley. Working it to Hoskins. Hoskins to Matthews. Matthews. As you see, they walk out to Matthews, not going to let him shoot from out there and at least make an uncontested shot. Now it's Hoskins working against Howell. Back out to Clerkley to Matthews. Matthews' shot goes a little over. That was contested, and that was a good job getting out there on him by Sky Baker. Howell in traffic. Howell, fall away. Howell with 2 points. Graydon Howell with the fall away jumper. Got his knee out in front of him and fell backward. And here's Hoskins kicking it out. 3-point shot on the way from James. He nails a 3. 13-7. Good football score. Pushing it quickly up the floor. Graydon Howell coming back the other way. Passes it back outside to Hightower. Hightower working against Hoskins. Hightower reverses his field. Hightower kicks it outside. Howell for 3. Long rebound. Pulled down by James. And then looked like Hightower almost ran into him. Pass down to Matthews for 3. Long high point, or 3-pointer. No good. Bledsoe with the offensive board to Hoskins. Hoskins with the leaner. No good. Fight for the rebound. A.J. Brennan comes down with it for Broken Bow. Quickly to the other end, it's Howell. Howell driving. Howell kicks it outside to McDaniel. McDaniel for 3. Hits the front of the rim, or sorry, the near side of the rim. Goes down off the floor. Rebounded by Idabel. Hoskins pushes it back up the other way. That's the way this game's going to be all night, is fast breaks and then vicious defense as they race up and down the floor. Savages with a 6-point lead. Warriors, that's a 2-point shot, no good. As good rebound brought down by Baker. Quickly gets it to Hightower. Hightower will bring it up the floor. To McDaniel, to Baker, to Howell. Graydon Howell working on the outside. Has yet to pull up, pulls up a shot. Long rebound into the hands of Hoskins. And they quickly get it outside, move inside, kicked it back to Hoskins. Hoskins for three, off the front of the rim into the hands of McDaniel, who quickly gets it to Hightower, and Adrian brings it up the floor. Here's a three from, is that Baker? It is, but it's no good. And here comes Clerkley for the Warriors to Bledsoe at the top of the key, and then back to Hoskins, who will slow down the pace of these things. It has been up and down the floor. One shot taken by each team for the last 5 possessions. No points yet put on the board in the last couple of minutes. Here's Bledsoe inside, kicks it back outside to Clerkley, I believe. He gets it to Matthews and then out to James and then to the corner to Hoskins. Feed inside, and that's a contested block. Wow. Oh, and a foul called as that was McDaniel, and he really elevated on that. Oh, they're saying he interfered with the net, I think.
Chris Bledsoe.
I think it's goaltending. Yeah, they called goaltending on him. I thought he got to it before it hit the net, but anyway, they did award Idabel the 2 points. And so count that for Bledsoe as a goal made, his first of this game, his first points of the game. Here's Howell working against Matthews. Howell into the forecourt. Graydon Howell gets the ball knocked loose, and then they both go to the floor, and that's going to be out on somebody. Let's see, I think it's out on Idabel. It was last touch by the Warriors. And so will be thrown inbound in the backcourt to Graydon Howell. Howell now working inside. Howell drives, spin move. Graydon Howell goes between 3 defenders, lays it up and does not get it to fall, but does draw the foul. That'll send Graydon Howell back to the free throw line. His team leads by 4. He can add to that lead with 32.7 seconds left in the first period. By the way, that foul was on Baker, his first, as Graydon Howell hit both of his free throws his last trip to the line. And first one no good on this one. Howell has 6 points thus far, 6 of the 13 for his team. And Savage is going to drop 2 players back to prevent a fast break opportunity to go up with 3, as they just have 2 rebounders and not the 2 that are closest. And the second one is good by Graydon Howell, his 7th point. Makes it a 5-point game. Warriors inbound it to Watson, and Watson will bring up the basketball. Watson to Bledsoe, back to Watson, down to James in the corner, back to Watson. Watson for 3. That's a good-looking shot, and it's good. Watson makes it a 2-point game. 8 seconds left. Graydon Howell. Yeah, that's Hightower. Hightower working. Pump fake. Kicks it out in the corner. McDaniel. Oh, great move by McDaniel. And a pass down low. Scramble for the ball. No time on the clock, and that's going to do it for 1 period of play. After 8 minutes, it is Broken Bow 14, Idabel 12. We'll be back after these messages from our sponsors. You're watching Broken Bow Savage Basketball on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. See you in a minute.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Thanks to McCurtain County National Bank, another one of our media partners, and bringing you Broken Bow Idabel games. I mentioned this most broadcasts, but since the first televised broadcast of a Broken Bow Idabel game was in 1983, Broken Bow Idabel football game, and that was on KLOP, and was sponsored in part by McCurtain County National Bank. So a longtime supporter of Broken Bow Savage Athletics, and McCurtain County Athletics sure appreciate their sponsorship. in bringing you these games. Savages lead by 2 at the half, or sorry, at the quarter break, as they inbound it to Hightower, to Tomlinson, and out to Howell. Brannon back to Howell. Howell bounce pass inside to Baker. Baker picks up his dribble, bounces to Howell. Howell driving. Howell flies. Howell does the leg kick to remain in the air. Just kind of floats there and sails the ball through the net. That's his 9th point. His team now has 16. Hoskins to Matthews at the other end. Matthews. And then kick it out to Hoskins. Hoskins trying to drive in, kicks it out to Matthews. Matthews back to Hoskins. And then out to Watson. And to Matthews. Yet it's Hoskins. Looks like they thought about maybe shooting a tray. Did have Graydon Howell out there guarding him. To Watson, guarded by Tomlinson. And then back to Hoskins. They'll reset the offense. Savages have a 4-point lead here early in the second period. Bounce, or not a bounce pass out to Hoskins. Stolen, almost stolen. Brandon got a hand on it. Nice break on the ball by A.J. Brennan. Just couldn't retain possession. Here's Hoskins working inside. They tried to screen off Graydon Howell inside with, I believe that's Baker. And then there's a foul call that may be on Talon Tomlinson or Sky Baker. Let's see if it's on 5 or 2. It is on Tomlinson, his first team foul by anyone of this period. And so ball will be inbounded by the Warriors. A little over 6.5 minutes left in the first half. They will look like they are going to send Clerkley in and send Watson out. Looking to inbound, looking to get Matthews open for 3. He kicks it out to Hoskins. Hoskins working, tried to work against Howell. And Howell right out there on him. To Clerkley and back to Hoskins. Savage defense playing well on the perimeter. As clock continues to tick down. Again, both these teams can score in a hurry. Idabel, a great three-point shooting team. Broken Bow, good three-point shooting team and a great fast break team. There's a rotate around. Hoskins splits a couple of defenders. That was partially blocked inside by McDaniel, I believe. Or was that accident? I couldn't tell. Anyway, ball's going back the other way. Good possession, good defense by Broken Bow. That was McDaniel. He got a piece of that one. Here's a pass inside to Brandon. Brandon bounce passes it down low. Ball's hit by the Warriors last, and so will be inbounded by Broken Bow, as it looked like Baker went diving for it. So Savage is going to try to set up a play. They have a couple of, it's similar to an alley-oop play where they have scored on this. I don't know if they'll try it here or not. Bounce pass, and it went off a leg. It's going to be just kicking the ball out of bounds by Hoskins, and so it'll be inbounded, but this time from the baseline. The baseline's actually where they did this kind of alley-oop. They also have a play where they cut through that's just a long pass out to Howell. Howell dribbles back outside, working against Clerkley. Howell pulls up, shoots a 3. Howell drains it from 3. Graydon Howell puts his 12th point on the board. Savages have 19. Here's Baker at the other end to Hoskins, and then back out to Clerkley. Howell is now shot for the cycle as he has 3 two-point shots, 3 free throws, and a three-pointer. Here comes Bledsoe rotating through. Hoskins for 3. Hoskins trying to answer. A long shot, inaccurate. Rebound Brannon. Quickly gets it to McDaniel. McDaniel quickly gets it to Howell. Howell, same spot. This time doesn't shoot the tray. Kicks at the corner. There's Sky Baker for 3. Sky Baker with a tray. Sky Baker with his second tray of this game. Savages now have a 10-point lead. Timeout on the floor. You see the excitement. Well executed since that last break by Broken Bow. They led by 2. Now they lead by 10. We'll take a quick break ourselves and be back. You're watching Broken Bow Savage basketball on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. See you in 10.
To see Choctaw people on screen, I realized I could be a filmmaker if I wanted to.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Ryan Woolsey instructing his charges, who had a nice charge, a nice surge in scoring. Keep in mind, they have, since that quarter break, they have gone on an 8-0 run against Idabel. A tray by Hal, a tray by Sky Baker, and a two-pointer by Hal. Savages on a bit of a run here. All the momentum with them. Let's see if they can continue that, as there's 4:41 left in the first half. Again, in basketball, there is no substitute for shooting. Savages doing well over the last 5 or 6 minutes. Here's a drive to downside, cut off by McDaniel. Hoskins trying to muscle his way down the baseline. McDaniel would not allow it, so they bring it back around to Clerkley. Clerkley to Matthews. Matthews shoots from way downtown, and that might have been partially blocked. Somehow the rebound, wow, that was an acrobatic move, but a defensive move by Graydon Howe. And now the putback's no good, and that was tapped loose. And a long pass down to Brandon. A.J. Brandon, what a pass, and what a finish by Brandon as he went airborne, laid it off the glass and in. That was a beautiful play and a great finish under pressure by Brandon. Here's Hoskins kicking it out to Clerkley. Clerkley pops up from the free throw line. Good, another rebound by Brandon, hands it to Howell. Howell on the move. Graydon Howell turned his back, backs in, turns around, float away jumper. Graydon Howell for two. Howell took that ball, backed in, turned around, spun, fell away, and sank it. Here's an interception as that ball was picked off. Bounce pass, Hightower to Howell. Howell goes flying into the floor, does not make that one sing. Here come the Warriors. Outside, James for three. James sails it through from a three-point. That is James' second tray of this game. Back to a 11-point game. Now it's the Savages coming back. Graydon Howell slows things, well, not intentionally slows things down. Warriors just got back on defense. It's Howell, almost stolen, but gets it outside to Hightower. Hightower in traffic, picks up his dribble, looking for help. Hightower gets it back out to McDaniel. McDaniel backs out near the eye at center court. And now back out to Baker, who gets it to Hightower. Hightower moving against and draws three Warrior defenders, gets it to Graydon Howell. He shoots from three. Graydon Howell's in and out as it was inside the rim, and then it wasn't. Here's Hoskins with the spin move inside, kicks it outside. Here's the three-point shot on the way. High rebound brought down by Hightower. Gets it quickly to Howell. Watch out, this is where Howell can float, and Howell draws the foul, I think, as long as one wasn't whistled before then.
Number 11, Jamie Clerkley.
It is. That's going to be the first foul by the Warriors of this period, and the first one by Clerkley, but it was while Howell was literally in midair, and so he will be shooting two. That first one adds another point to the Broken Bow score. They're now up by 12. Howell has 15 of those, 27 points. Make it 16 for Howell, make it 28 for Broken Bow. Savages lead by 13, 2:18 left and ticking here in this third period. I'm sorry, in this second period. Getting ahead of myself. Here's a three-point shot by the Warriors, top of the key, no good, falls into the hands of Sky Baker, who quickly gets it to Hightower. Hightower working against Watson. Now it's Howell floating, and that one's way under the net. I think Graydon Howell, I mean, he was trying to make the shot, but I think he was trying to draw another foul from that same spot as he just kind of floated interminably in air, but that one did not result in points. Going back the other way, it's going to be Watson to Bledsoe. Bledsoe was looking to throw it down to James in the bucket. Good defensive move by McDaniel down low to prevent that pass. Here's another, I believe that's going to be out of bounds on Idabel. I think they stepped out or traveling. Good defense by Broken Bow, creates a turnover. Savages get the ball back. They lead by 13, 134 left in the second period. And Warriors going into the press now. Open to trap Broken Bow in the backcourt as Hightower bringing it up. Hightower working, oh wow, Hightower, sophomore, did a good job working against the double team. Gets it to Howell, who gets it outside to Baker. Bounce pass from Baker, somehow finds its way inside to Hanks, and Hanks, was that a tie ball or a foul? I think that's going to be a foul against Idabel, grabbing Hanks from behind, and so that's going to be the second team foul on the Warriors. It is on Clerkley, his second team foul on the Warriors. As now with Hanks in, they may try to score on that inbound high pass. They also have Howell in there, as Howell working against Matthews. There's the pass, and that's exactly, he tipped it. They got it to Hanks, he tipped it to Howell. Howell threw it back outside to McDaniel. McDaniel shot on the way, no good. Fight for the rebound, Howell comes up with it. Howell with the rebound and the putback. Well, I don't know if it's a putback technically, it's off a dribble, but that's Graydon Howell with 2 more points. He now has 18, Savages have 30, doubling Idabel's score of 15, last minute of the first half. Outside, Bledsoe. Looking for Matthews. Matthews will shoot it from there. He is a great three-point shooter. Here's James firing it inside to Watson. They get it back outside to Bledsoe, guarded by Howe, and now, there's Bledsoe. That's actually Baker, and now it's to Bledsoe, guarded by Hightower. Warriors looking for a open shot. Don't get it. They may be delaying for the final shot unless they get a good open look from outside the three-point line. Try to force it in, get it inside, and the ball's turned over. A lot of time left, 17 seconds. Here's Graydon Howell on the move, and Howell gets hard, man. He gets mugged from behind by, I think that's Matthews, as he went sprawling to the floor. Sorry, that was Watson. So that's going to be another foul on Idabel, their third team foul. As they're going to have to take some time out to clear, hopefully just sweat up from the floor and not blood, as Howell went hard to the hardwood. Well, they have not yet indicated a foul on that play. And that may not, I guess there wasn't one. So the ball will be inbounded by the Savages with plenty, 13.6 seconds left, so lots of time to work for a shot. As they get the ball to Graydon Howell with 10 seconds. Then outside to Baker. Long pass tipped, and that was a little bit high, a little bit too high. So now it's the Warriors with 3.1 seconds left, looking to inbound it. They'll probably roll it along. And I guess chunk it up from somewhere near midcourt, as the Savages are definitely going to defend this at the half-court line. In fact, they're sending DeJohn Hall over there. Well, they get it out. Three-point shot on the way, and no good, and that's going to do it. Great run, as it was a 2-point game at the end of the first period, 14-12. And since that time, Savages go on a 16-3 run. They now lead 30-15. We'll have some words from our media partners and sponsors as see the Savage cheerleaders have taken the floor. A lot to cheer about here tonight, but we'll have some words from these media partners and sponsors, and then we'll be back with second half action of this exciting Little River Rivalry game. You're watching the Broken Bow Savages on the Broken Bow Savages YouTube channel. See ya in about 10 minutes.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow, today.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Hey Southeast Oklahoma, have you been to Washburns and Broken Bow yet? Furniture, appliances, hot tubs, outdoor furniture, pool tables, and more. Lightning fast delivery across McCurtain County. Visit 663 South Park Drive or call 580-441-7025. Washburns, family owned since 1939.
To see Choctaw people on screen, I realized I could be a filmmaker if I wanted to.
See and share our stories at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, welcome back. Chris Chandler here along with Skip Copeland, and what an exciting first half of basketball that was. As the Savages, again, Little River Rivalry, Brookville, Idabel expect anything, but Savages did what they need to do in that second period. As they now have a 15-point lead. Scoring in the first half, Grayton Howell leads all scorers with 18 points. Sky Baker has 6. Adrian Hightower has 2. A.J. Brennan has 4 for the Savages. For the Warriors, it's Aiden James leads them with 7 points. Kyron Matthews with 4. Zaylen Watson with 3, and Chris Bledsoe with 2. I have to say the Savages did what they needed to do in that first half defensively, as far as shutting down Kyron Matthews, who really hurt them in the first half at Broken Bow. I think he had 6 3-pointers against the Savages at Broken Bow in the first half, and so he only has 1, and that one he had, I mean, he made it, but it was from 10 feet behind the 3-point line. So good job defensively by Broken Bow, and offensively as well. As a result, they currently lead by 15, but are going to have to hold on to that as things change at halftime. Warriors probably going to try to get Matthews open and maybe try to get Hoskins out there too. Hoskins also a great 3-point shooter. There's James for 3 points, and he starts off the second half the way he started off the first, as James now in double figures with 10. Savages quickly down. Hightower for 3. Hightower with the answer. Adrian Hightower with a tray. That's a good way to answer the 3. And so in the first 30 seconds of this, we've seen traded trays from these two teams. Say that real fast. Here's a elbow thrown. Here's another one by James. That one's off the mark. Grayton Howell with the rebound. Howell's going to push it up the floor quickly. Howell moving. Howell kicks it out to the corner. Bounce pass inside to Brandon, who kicks it out to McDaniel, who gets it back outside to Baker. Then a bounce pass to, I guess, Brandon. McDaniel for 3. Jackson McDaniel for 3. Savages start off the second half with 2 3-point shots from Hightower and McDaniel. And if Scott is solid, Idabel's crowd was on its feet, excited after James came out and buried that one, but back-to-back trays on as many possessions by Broken Bow kind of shut them down a little bit. Here's Matthews for 3. That shot's going to be off and picked up by Hightower as he gets a little body check from Clerkley. Out to Howell, and then there's a call away from the whistle, maybe a shoving foul, or may just be, no, it's not a foul, it's just something on the floor over there near the corner. And so stoppage in play to make it safe for the players, and then they will continue as Broken Bow will inbound the basketball. Bounce pass inside Brandon. Brandon lays it off the glass and in. Beautiful job, A.J. Brandon. So the Savages have started off the second half as here's Matthews' 3-pointer. That one's off the mark. Rebound by McDaniel. The Broken Bow Savages have started off this second half on 3 straight possessions by 3 people not named Grayton Howell putting points on the board. Here's Sky Baker, and he has 3. Make that 4. Sky Baker for 3. McDaniel, Baker, and Hightower have all hit 3s, and Brandon a 2 to start off this second half. This is great shooting by Broken Bow. Here comes Matthews to Hoskins. Hoskins working against McDaniel. Hoskins trying to back in, turnaround jumper, and a good job, McDaniel. Adjust baseline move inside. James, a block by McDaniel. McDaniels went up and rejected that, and now it's Howell, and he gets a shove. Will that go in? Oh, man. Grayton Howell got literally shoved after he was in midair by Hoskins. They did call the foul and somehow managed to release the ball. Oh, come on, that's a shooting foul. Okay. Anyway, he almost went in. Looks like McDaniel's going to inbound it to Baker, who gets it back to Brandon, and then quickly out to Hightower. Hightower making a move inside, kicks it out in the corner. And now it's McDaniel moving inside. McDaniel with the spin move. McDaniel strong to the bucket. Jackson McDaniel feeling it. 5 points here in the first 3 minutes of this second half. Here comes Hoskins, gets it outside. That may be a 2-point shot, doesn't matter as it falls no good. Rebound, but Brandon quickly gets it to Howell. Howell on the move, bounce, turns around, and then Howell draws the foul. That's going to be on either Matthews or Clerkley. Let's see which one. Take your pick. Nope, Hoskins. Oh, well. Again, take your pick. That's the second on Hoskins, the second team foul. Braden Howell adding to his total. He now has 20. Shovel pass to Hoskins from James. Hoskins driving in. Hoskins with the leaner. Now Hoskins, that was a left-handed shot by Hoskins, so Hoskins showing some skill inside. It's Hoskins' first point of the game. Here's McDaniel for three off the bracket and knocked out of, oh, good save by Idabel as Matthews followed, almost went out of bounds, but now it's Hoskins returning. It's a 25-point lead for Broken Bow. Wow. They led by 15 less than 4 minutes of game time ago. Great start to the second half by the Savages. Here comes Clerkley to Matthews to Hoskins. Hoskins working against Howell. Hoskins stops his dribble, turns around, throws it inside to Bledsoe. Bledsoe goes strong, but not strong enough as a rebound by Hightower, and now he's off to the races. Watch out. Great finish at the other end by Hightower. Wow. Here's Hoskins inside, lays it off the glass, tipped out by, I believe that was Baker. And now it's Howell, one-on-one, make that one-on-two, and make that 2 points. And the hits keep coming. The Savages are almost at 50 points. They were at 30 less than 3 minutes, or less than 5 minutes of game time ago. And here's a steal by Brannon. A.J. Brannon doesn't make the finish, though, going a little too fast. And here's a long pass to James and to Hoskins. And a shot from Hoskins off the front of the rim. It's Howell. Watch out. Here comes Broken Bow again. A 2-on-3 break, but one of those is Howell. Howell turns around. Off the front, McDaniel with the rebound. McDaniel goes back up. McDaniel lays it off, and no good. Bounces off the bracket and into the hands of Clerkley. Here's Hoskins outside to Matthews. Here's Matthews from way outside. Ball hits the floor and is rebounded or grabbed by Clerkley. Idabel maintains possession. 2:39 in ticking left, third period. Clerkley back out to the top. To Hoskins. Hoskins pulls up inside the key and drains it. Hoskins' first 2 buckets of this game have been in this third period. But he's somewhat keeping Idabel in this. I say somewhat because the Savages currently lead by 27. Here comes Hightower to Brannon, and Brannon's, I think they maybe Ryan Woolsey standing up has instructed them to maybe slow things down, milk the clock a little bit. 2 minutes left in the third period, and they have a 27-point lead and the basketball. Here's Baker to Hightower to Brannon, and that's exactly what they're doing. Brannon backs it off. Brannon driving. Brannon goes inside, kicks it back outside to McDaniel. McDaniel now driving in. McDaniel shovel pass to Howell, and Howell gets tripped up, slides into the cheerleader. Oh, no. He was off balance going down over there, grabbed at his leg, and certainly hope he's okay. He comes up limping. So, Braden Howell hard fouled and trying to maintain his balance, and sometimes that's when you get injured. You certainly hope he is okay. He's a tough kid. He's going to try to walk it off and stay in the game, but ball will be inbounded. By the way, that's a third-team foul against Idabel. And then quickly to Howell, and he scores off the inbound pass, but it was blown dead prior to, not sure exactly what's going on over there. Oh, it was a foul. It was a fourth foul by Idabel before the ball was inbounded. That's what it was. Okay. So fourth team foul, the first one on Watson. Shovel pass, Howell. Howell goes up, and then he's fouled. That's the fifth team foul on Idabel in the act of shooting anyway, so Broken Bow will be in the bonus for the next 131. That's going to send Braden Howell to the free throw line. Graydon already has 22 points in this basketball game. Going to try to add to that total here. Going to try to get Broken Bow to the half-century mark. Yes. Count it, 50. 50 for the Savages, 23 for Howell. Second shot from Graydon Howell, swish. Howell hits both free throws. He now has 24. And his team has 51. Savages on the verge of taking a 30-point lead. Baker to Watson. Outside to Joe Hoskins, and then inside. Another, I think that's another block by McDaniel. McDaniel got a piece of that from behind, so Jackson McDaniel, credit him with another block. Savages. And a leaner, no good. Put back attempt, no good. Fight for the basketball, knocked loose again, and pulled down by Idabel. Bledsoe with the rebound. And that's stolen by Jackson McDaniel. Quick hands on the pass. McDaniel comes up with it. And McDaniel slowing things down. And now it's Howell at near center court to Hanks, to Tomlinson. Savages milking time off the clock. To McDaniel. And to Hightower. All five Broken Bow players on the floor touched the ball within that 15-second span, so good teamwork. Way to milk the clock. Now at 10 seconds, Savages going to look for an open shot or an opportunity to create one. McDaniel turns around. Bullet feed down low. Hanks off the glass and in. Give Jackson McDaniel an assist. Give Rylan Hanks a 2-point bucket and give the Savages a 31-point lead. Fantastic performance by Broken Bow in the third period, taking charge of this basketball game. We'll be back with the final period of this Little River rivalry after these messages. You're watching the Broken Bow Savage basketball team on the Broken Bow Savages Network. See ya in a minute.
At McCurtain County National Bank, we are continually seeking ways to meet the changing needs of our customers. We offer a full range of services such as free checking, online and mobile banking, as well as great rates on cabin and construction loans. We're providing results through better service while giving you a greater value for your dollar. Visit us on the web at mcnbonline.com. McCurtain County National Bank in Idabel, Broken Bow, Hochatown, and Valiant.
Life insurance that meets your needs now for when they need it most. With help from your State Farm agent.
Call Jennifer Broaddus, State Farm agent in Broken Bow today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Get a quote today.
Welcome back. Bring up the scoreboard, and it's a 31-point lead for the Broken Bow Savages. Just a tremendous display, and what a great job of team play in that third period, as they led by 15 at halftime, but just poured it on with great play from basically everybody on the floor, and as a result now lead by 31. And again, congratulations to the Broken Bow Junior High powerlifting team, as they are the team champions at the Chakota powerlifting meet. Great job there as Graydon Howell streaks through the paint and puts two more on the board. He now has 26. Other end, it's Howell with the rebound, pushing it up the floor. Howell backing up, working against Hoskins. Kicks it outside. Nice pass from Crew Pratt, threw it a bounce pass. Hanks just wasn't ready for it. It was kind of down the baseline. Here's Hoskins for Idabel. Hoskins thought about pulling up. Howell right there in his face guarding him. Now it's Hoskins circling around. Lowers his shoulder into it. And that might have been partially blocked by Hanks. It barely got to the rim. Good defensive move by Hanks. Now it's Howell to Pratt. Pratt slashing inside. Kicks it back out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson driving. Picks up his dribble. And a pass over a defender. Back outside, Savages again content to just wind time off the clock. And here's Tomlinson for three. Oh, that's Pratt. Sorry, Crew Pratt for three. Crew Pratt for three. Great shooting. It's just great shooting by Broken Bow. Crew Pratt becomes the 5th Broken Bow Savage to hit a three-pointer tonight here at Idabel. Team now up by 36, and there's a steal by Pratt, tips it to Howell. Howell moving the ball. Howell pulls up at the free throw line, jumper no good, fight for the rebound. Hank's got a hand on it, but it was brought down by, I believe, Bledsoe. And now it's Bledsoe at the top of the key trying to work it outside. Kid decides to pass it to Clerkley. Now it's Hoskins from the top of the key. Outside, Matthews shot. Matthews front of the rim, fight for the rebound. Actually, they had a fight for the rebound, but it was between Howell and Hightower, and Broken Bow gets it. Here's Hightower driving in and then gets his path cut off. Out to Tomlinson. Pratt for three. Pratt for three off the front of the rim. Pratt, oh man, a collision, and Matthews is down. He is hurt. At the other end, Idabel, a little too fast, but they need to stop play because Crew Pratt and Kyron Matthews collided, and Matthews is still down. Certainly hope that young man's okay, because that was a hard collision. Anyway, we'll take a quick timeout while they check him out and be back with the final 5:23 of this ball game. You're watching Broken Bow Savage basketball on the Broken Bow YouTube channel. See you in a moment.
Experience the charm of downtown Broken Bow and discover a wide variety of newly opened shops, tantalizing dining experiences, and an inviting lounge waiting to be explored. Whether you're shopping for unique finds, getting in a quick workout or sauna, or soaking in the lively atmosphere with some ice cream, our downtown area has everything you crave, completely revitalized. Embrace the excitement and let the heart of the community sweep you off your feet. Visit us today and ignite your senses in downtown Broken Bow.
Welcome back. Savages well in control of this. Matthews went off under his own power, so that's good. Crew Pratt maintains possession for Broken Bow. Kicks it back out to Dijon Hall. Hall working to Tomlinson. Back out to Pratt. Pratt working around the perimeter. He'll kick it outside. Spin move and turn around inside. But I don't have 30 on my roster, and a two-pointer. What a shot. Crew Pratt with a three. Crew Pratt's second tray gets Broken Bow to 60. Or I guess past 60. It's 61. Savage is really running away with it now. And what an improvement. Keep in mind, this is a Savage team that they did get a victory over this Idabel team 50-38 at Broken Bow, but that was an Idabel team that did not have the services of Baker Hoskins, one of their multi-year starters. And here at Idabel on hostile turf, well, metaphorically turf anyway, hostile hardwood. Yeah, hostile hardwood sounds better. On hostile hardwood anyway, they have just really run away with this game in the second half, ever since the first period. And a dominant performance by the Savages. Now on the verge of leading by 40 or so. Up 39 right now. And hand it to both ends, shooting offensively. Great shooting, but also great defense by this Savage basketball team. And here's a long three-pointer, not long enough. Go out the inside, and Baker gets, oh, that was a rejection by Skelton. And here the Savage crowded team. Ooh, I think the foul was called before that, but Blake Skelton elevated and sent that ball flying into the Idabel cheerleaders. But that foul prior to that is going to send Baker to the free throw line for the Warriors, as that goes off the front of the rim. Man, I tell you, Blake had some ups on that one too. A well-timed jump and nice swing of the arm, but he was up there in the rare air. Second free throw also missed. Good rebound inside on the offensive board. Lays up and in. That's going to be James. James, Warriors' leading scorer. He has 12. Here's a bounce pass. Skelton brings it across, shovels it down to Hall. Hall working backwards. Now Hall takes it inside and needs some help. Gets it back out to Pratt. Pratt's hit 2 3-pointers in the last 5 minutes. Here's a three-point wide open shot. Bucket! Nothing but net from outside. Wow. That was Ward with a just draining. I think that was Ward just draining it from outside. 64-24, Savages up by 40. Savages definitely looking like certainly a top 15 team in 4A, as they have dominated since the end of the first period here. It was a 2-point game then, but it's been all Broken Bow since then, and that was either a foul on Pratt or a tie ball. I think it's going to be the previous. It is, and that's going to be the third team foul by the Savages of this period. The first one on Pratt. So ball will be inbounded by the Warriors. As that's good to see for Idabel. Matthews, number one, back in the game. So momentarily, I think he just got the wind knocked out of him. That was a hard collision between he and Pratt. Here's a 2-point shot, a little bit over. Rebound Skelton. Skelton pushing it up the floors. He's being trailed, and it's Skelton. Goes, doesn't get it to fall though. And now Skelton trailing Hoskins. Hoskins extending his arm back there, and that's a wide open look for Matthews. Watch out, that's 3 points. Kyron Matthews. That's his. Again, that is his first bucket of the second half. He had one in the first half, one field goal, that is, a three-pointer, and also a free throw. So Tomlinson to Hall. And Hall working inside, gets it back to Pratt. Pratt working inside. Pratt gets his back to his defender. Pratt with a turnaround. Layover. Crew Pratt. Timeout. See the congratulations as the bench cheers on. They're at 5 on the floor. You see that? And A.J. Brandon in the face of Crew Pratt telling him, good job, brother. That's the way to take it to him. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a quick one as well. And be right back. You're watching Broken Bow Savage Basketball, the Broken Bow YouTube channel.
We all have stories. Stories inspired by culture, competition, creativity. Stories show our humanity. We are the Chutta people, and these are our stories. See and share them at togetherwe'remore.com.
Well, welcome back. Not a malfunction of the scoreboard as 66-27 is your score. Keep in mind that at Broken Bow had a victory, but a 12-point victory. They have run away with it here. This team has improved since then. And looking really good again, as I said in the girls' game, peaking at the right time. Savages working against, there's a three-pointer up, no good. It was a great rebound inside to Skelton. Man, Skelton has some, obviously an athlete, but really can fly and float. There's Ward kicking it outside. Inside move by Axton as he goes to the floor. And then when he got up, he collided with, I believe, Bledsoe. And here's a move by Hoskins. Doesn't fall. Another rebound, another offensive board by Skelton. Skelton working against Watson. Passes outside. Ward inside. And then back out to Hall. Hall makes a move inside. Hall ducks under, and Hall draws the foul. I think that's going to be a foul against Joe Hoskins. Yeah. And so just going to be the first by the Warriors of this final period. So ball will be inbounded by Skelton. As long, and that's intercepted. That's going to be Bledsoe. He's got a one-on-one with, Colin Axton. Look, Axton just kind of slowly walking back. Looks like he was not going to challenge it. Does commit the foul, but does get up and not allow the easy lay-in, and he's going to make Bledsoe earn it from the free throw line. That's the 4th team foul on the Savages. Just a minute left, exactly 1 minute left in this game. Savages going to advance to their 13th win of this season. Brings them to 13-5, and they will be playing against Howell on Friday at Broken Bow. Second free throw missed. Flag with the rebound for Broken Bow. Well, flag into the forecourt. As you see, Ryan Woolsey always coaching, instructing his players how to run this offense. And there's Skelton. Oh, Skelton somehow managed to keep from walking, and now it's going to be Flag driving in. Flag floating. Flag. Kyle L. looks like Superman laying it off the glass. Another point for 2 points for Flag. Comes a 7th, 8th Savage to put points on the board in this ball game. And this should be the final possession for Broken Bow as Skelton brings it down the corner. Axton looked like he might have wanted to shoot from the corner. He's guarded by Matthews. He's going to back it back out. And they may be content, and Warriors content to just let them dribble the rest of the time off the clock. Huge win, 41-point victory for Broken Bow in a rivalry game, 68-27. A huge statement by this Savage basketball team. They, again, are peaking at the right time. And they will get an opportunity to face a couple of great basketball teams in the upcoming days. But the next game we will broadcast will be Friday, 3 days from now at Broken Bow. That will be streamed live as they take on Howell. And after that, it's to the Washington Tournament Championship on Monday. Congratulations to both these teams for big victories here at Idabel tonight by nearly similar scores. As both of them getting it done on the road against Idabel. Clean sweep for Broken Bow in this rivalry. On behalf of Skip Copeland, I'm Chris Chandler. We want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. Thank our sponsors and media partners for bringing these games, and we will see you again on this channel. Good night.
This is my time. I'm on the rise.